Good afternoon. I hope you are doing well. Happy New Year to all of you. I know people are spread across the country and those who are in diaspora. We have been receiving questions over the last 4 months about this show. So many questions, and we really wanted to come back. But before then, I have to introduce myself. I'm Reuben Kimani, CEO, Username Investment Limited, a real estate company, a leading real estate company, award-winning, well-known across the world for all of you who are watching. And we are glad to have you back. I know you are tuned in, listening, watching, ready to answer so many the questions that you may have. We have been recording some of them so that we can start with them, you can answer them, we can help our Kenyan brothers and sisters across the world, wherever you are, with your questions. But as a company, of course, there are so many things that you have been doing. Basically, I'll start by introducing and mentioning a few things that you have been doing this time that we have been away. Wanted to recharge, wanted to come back bigger, better, more recharged, and hopefully we are going to enrich your life. There are so many questions and steps in life, stages in life that all of us have to go through, even if you are not doing investment. At every stage, you need someone to support you, you need someone to hold your hand, you need someone to give you information and help you out to know how to lead this life. In investment, we are that someone. We come, we give you timely and relevant information regarding the industry so that you can make appropriate decisions regarding investments, regarding finances as well, regarding life, so that you can make the right decisions at every stage. We are ready based on our experience in this show. Over the years, we have been sharing based on our experiences. Basically, we have learned many things in this real estate sector, and that's what, as Reuben Kimani, share every other time when we are doing this show. This is a show that have been recharged from the last time we were together before New Year and Christmas. We want to introduce many new interesting things in this show, so we'd like you to keep tuned in. So this is also a show that is also airing in, we are live in Facebook, we are live in YouTube, and also Instagram. We'll be coming to you live every other Thursday, every 2 weeks. I hope you understand that. So after this week, the other Thursday but one, we'll be together once again. So keep preparing your question. I know customers are also watching. There are those who also want to ask questions. Our Facebook page, our Twitter pages, our Instagram page, as well as YouTube pages are always open. We call this our office. This is our online office. People moved long time ago. Very few people come to our offices this day. They go online, you're able to answer your question, and we answer you promptly. We are one of the few real estate companies, or maybe the only one, I don't know, or the only few companies in the country, which when you go to social media, we're able to answer you right away. I don't want to talk about some agencies, especially the ones that are not private, where you can ask a question and no one will bother, especially online. So welcome back to the show. I would like to start by maybe updating you exactly what Username Investment have been doing. Let us start from there. All this, I think like 4 months or so before the last time we were together, so that you know the work that we have been doing. Username is a real estate investment company. Our main work is to help you to provide shelter to our Kenyan brothers and sisters, a place you can call home. You have been working so hard over the many years, saving, getting loans from the circle, from the banks. People have worked hard over the years and they want to provide for their families. They want to provide that place where their family can call a home. I understand that pain because we have so many customers who come to us. Our work is to ensure that we provide exactly that. We ensure that your dreams come true, especially where home ownership is concerned. And we do it affordably. Our plots, our properties, these are gated communities. They range between 200,000 to about 1 million shillings. All our 57 projects, maybe except one, 56 out of 57. So we are very keen to address all the needs that you may have. So what have we been doing? Number one, we have been doing a lot of value additions to our projects. One of the main things about estates, you must have water. I think that's the most basic thing. So we have been doing boreholes. 2 weeks ago, we did a borehole in a project called Greenfields, Kaguda Road. Anyone who invested there are people who are already living there. There are people who are building there. So now they can be able to get some water. I believe you have seen this update in our pages. We have also been delivering hundreds of title deeds in various projects, which I'm going to mention right now. We have Gong Fortune. Investors who are there, they have already received their title deeds. We have the Radiant Gardens in Kaguda Road. We have the Oakfield Matu. This is along the highway in Garissa Road, just after Matu town. We also have many others. And also at this juncture, we are working on hundreds or even thousands of title deeds, especially in Nakuru. This is one of the projects where we have been processing so many titles. They are not yet out. This is Havana Estate. I know there are so many customers out there who have been following. The process has been very lengthy, but we don't give up. We keep pushing, and one day, like we have delivered on these 4 projects in the course of this year alone, we are also going to deliver for Havana Estate. Those who have been asking can still ask your question. I know they have delayed. The process have been lengthy, I've mentioned, but I'm still going to answer any of your questions. We also, as a standard, grade all the roads in our estate as a standard. This is a Maram standard kind of a road. So along these lines, we have done this for Gong Breeze Phase 9, those who have invested there. This is a project that is almost 100% sold out. There are a few plots there. You can check it out. It's also a gated community. We have done this for the domain Kisumu Dala. I believe you have been seeing this on TV almost every other day. It is a huge project that we did in Kisumu City. It's one of the best projects that we have done in this company. We have done roads, we have done fencing, and we are planning to do a magnificent gate that will going to welcome you when you get home. We also done roads for Havana Estate Phase 5. This is a huge project that you have done in Nakuru, very huge. And of course, if you go there with your car, you can drive all the way to your plot, whether it rains, it does not rain. We do our roads to Maram standards. This is Phase 5. The other thing we have been doing, we have been greening our projects. We have planted trees in our whole project from Havana Phase 1 to Phase 5 in Nakuru. We want to believe in the next 5 to 10 years, our estates will be very green. We also comply with environmental standards, about global warming. So we are even enlightening our customers in estates where we do not plant trees to plant trees. Of course, Username is willing to help them out where we can for them to be able to green their own estate. What other things have happened? Username has been receiving so many awards. I think we have more than 30. We have to enlarge our cupboard, by the way, and we thank God for that. We thank our customers for their support. We have been getting awards. From January up to now, we have gotten a Star Brand Award in East Africa as a top real estate land company in Kenya. And we want to appreciate our customers. We want to appreciate our team who work very hard to ensure that we provide that which we have promised to our customers. We're in the affordable housing sector. We basically provide land that is value added where you can readily build your own home. This is very affordable, from 200,000 Kenyan shillings to 1 million shillings. And we'll continue doing so. Lastly, we also are very keen to be able to chip into the society, return back to the society. These are called corporate social responsibility. We are very keen, and even in the course of this year, we are going to introduce new initiatives or new programs where we are going to even give further to the society. We are very keen about education in this country. We partner with many organizations. One of them is Factor Foundation. We recently handed over a check of 500,000 shillings towards education, and we have done this a lot in the past with the foundation. We also intend to establish maybe even our foundation in the future so that we can have a much bigger impact. And of course, you'll be getting these updates as we continue with this year. Thank you so much. These are some of the things amongst many others that we have been able to do in our space. There are so many other things I would like to update. Because of time, I may not be able to go. Don't want to bore you with a lot of information about what Username has been doing. I know you follow our page in Facebook. And even before I proceed, if you have not subscribed to our pages in Facebook, in YouTube, in Instagram, in Twitter, and recently in TikTok, look for Username Investment, red and green. Username is very unique. We don't have another company in the world with that, such a name. You'll be able to get us there, ask questions, we'll be able to get back to you. We are here to serve you. Now, allow me to go to the main section of the day. Why are we here today in this new show? This is the first show of the year. We are here as an interactive session. We believe we can be able to answer some of your questions. As Reuben Kimani, I'm the CEO of Username Investment Limited. There are so many people who would like to access me. There are so many people who keep pushing messages to me. So many of them I may not be able to respond. I usually group them and I'm able to get back to you. But today I'll be having this session once in a while to be able to get back to you on those difficult questions that maybe you have not gotten a response, and here I am. They don't have to do with the company alone. I have so many questions about investment. There's someone who is earning a salary of 40,000. Another one has 100,000 in the bank account. Another one is diaspora. There's one who wants to build a house for their family. There's another one who has 20K per month. What is the, which property or plot can they buy? People want to be able to understand how they can be able to take care of themselves, invest, take care of their families, their future. How can I start this investment journey? It seems difficult. How can we give you information that can help you jumpstart that journey and make it easier for you? Allow me to answer some of the questions, and you can keep bringing them. Go to the comment section, whether you're in YouTube or in Facebook, whether you are in Instagram. Go to the comments question. You can even DM, send your message privately if you are not able to write there. Our team here, I have a big team here behind me. You may not be able to see them. Thank you guys for setting this up. Who are going to send these questions to me. I'm going to answer them right away as we go along. So, karibu. As I wait for some of these questions, I am going to answer the ones we already have. And I'm going to start with one of, I believe this is a serious investor. We have Al Asadi Media. I think this is an entity, an organization. Can you suggest to me a good gated community near Thika? I would like to tell you guys, Username have been working very hard to be across the country. We are in Kisumu, and people keep asking me, which is this real estate company that decided to venture into Kisumu? Most of us are used to companies, especially in Nairobi, in Machakos counties, in Kajiado counties, now in Nakuru, but no many companies go to Kisumu. We are Username Investment. We are all over the country, and recently we are going to ensure we have a product or a serious gated community, possibly around Thika Road. Thika Road is so long. We are working with amongst many other places. So please drop your contact, guys. We keep, and when we launch projects, because they are affordable, as Username Investment, we are this unique. Apart from being affordable, 200,000 used to be 100. This is the latest project that we have, 249,000 to 995,000 or thereabout. Apart from being affordable, they are value added. It is very hard to get a value added property in this Nairobi, on this country, that is also affordable. Number two, these projects are very strategic. You're always worried, especially when it rains, that you'll not be able to access your own house. So most of these projects, and we did try to ensure they are touching tarmac. Havana Estate Phase 5 is touching tarmac. And it is 15 kilometers from Nakuru city, touching tarmac. It is in Gata Estate, so there are so many establishments. We have the domain to see is also touching tarmac. We have the airfield motorable, and we really try to make those roads. So guys, drop your contacts if you are looking for projects along Thika Road. These are questions, and we usually book the customers up. Let me tell you, by the time we launch that project, if I launch tomorrow, most likely maybe I've already sold like 50 units because people come and they get the very best. So please drop your contacts. We'll keep booking you up, and it will be affordable. I know there are many projects out there by many other organizations, but username is different. When we come, we do something that is very unique, and most people, these projects go in a flash. We have sold so many. Out of the 57 projects that we have, I think we have closed about 54. So you know how fast the tells you that we have gold. We have a project that you'd like to settle your own family. Number two, we have two Mombasi advice for the Korean. If someone in diaspora, and guys who are in diaspora who are watching this, please drop your question up there. We'll be able to answer it, and we plan to be back there in diaspora across the world. We have a plan. Just keep waiting for us, keep checking our social media channels as well. We'll come to just to learn to, because we have so many customers in diaspora, thousands of them. Thank you for investing in us. This person they want to know how to build a home. This is an advice I've shared in a different video. I may not be able to go very deep. How to build your own home in Kenya. We're in the affordable housing space. We have a lot of experience in this area. And in a nutshell, maybe I'd like to assist those who have a similar question. I've done a video of how to build an affordable home in Kenya. And I've given some tips because some homes become very expensive. When you build a house in Kenya, it becomes extremely expensive on some way. There's a way to cut costs. One of the things that I advocate for, which most Kenyans use to build their own homes, this is a step-by-step development. You may not have all the money. There are 25,000 mortgages in Kenya, very few for a population of 55, I think almost 55 million as I speak. Those are very few. It tells you it's very hard to get financing. Do a step-by-step development. You start by buying an affordable value-added plot. I'm assuming most of us may not be able to, or not all of us can live in Karen. We thank God for those who live there, and we pray that you keep advancing yourself. Not all of us can be able to live there. One of the advice is step by step, buy an affordable plot, and that's what username provide. The very basic entry to building a house. That's where username comes in the affordable housing space. Buy an affordable property, you are done with phase one. As you work along, as you get promoted, as your business grows, because some of us are in small businesses, you keep getting more income. The next thing you do a foundation. After that, you do the main structure. After that, you do the roofing. After that, you do the interior design, the landscaping, and you are done. You do that step by step, saving money. I also have covered a topic about how to join circles as well. They can be able to give you affordable credit, cheap credit, unlike banks. But I usually say whatever you can be able to access, because there are those who have unsecured loans. You're employed somewhere, they don't need a title deed, collateral, you can get unsecured loan. Keep getting funds. There are those who are employed, because I was once employed and I know this. You keep getting money you are not expecting. These are per diems, these are overtimes, so many money outside. You pre-save that money, and people have used that money to be able to build their own home. In terms of labor, there are like three aspects of construction. There is the land, which we provide affordably, and it is value added. Remember, you're also digging boreholes there, doing very nice gate. You'll have a community of people you can live with. Apart from that, there's the aspect of building materials. I usually advise people, buy the materials yourself, or by someone who is trusted so that the quality can be assured. The last thing you do, the last aspect is labor, which is also a bit expensive in our country, not as expensive as in the West as well. This labor takes approximately 30% of the total cost. Is that serious? Get people who are qualified, work with professionals, but negotiate with them so that they can give you a good rate. Someone who understands. Most people go for quirks thinking that it is cheaper. It is not. It is very expensive in the long run. Get professionals, but negotiate with them where you can. There are people who are very good. Then those people will be able to pay these people directly if you can, but you needn't need to manage that project yourself. I know professionals out there, they are watching me. There are those who are willing to negotiate and give you a very good rate and work through it. In a nutshell, I may not be able to share more than that, but those are aspects, those are tips that can help you reduce the cost of building a home in Kenya. Ensure you take charge. Don't be someone who is not hands-on. Don't be hands-off. Be involved. Try to understand the basics of doing a home as you work with professionals. Thank you so much. I go to Peter Njuguna. I'll try to move very fast because time is also moving very fast. We have Mr. Peter Njuguna. This might be a custom between buying a plot and constructing a house for my mom. Which one would you advise? Which plots are those to pay in installments? Very good question. I don't know which answer I can be able to give. By the way, if you have an answer, you can also be able to help Mr. Peter Njuguna there. There are so many people who have a lot of information who can share down there. We can advise each other, make it as engage us. We can also be able to comment and possibly get answers to these questions. But in my own view, this depends. You want to buy a plot or construct a house for you. When people buy plots, they buy for two main reasons. You buy a plot today, especially if you're employed the other day, then you wait for 2 to 5 years. That plot will be like 3 times the value, so you have done a lot of savings. By that time, you'll be earning more and you can start building your own house. Number 2, people buy it for investment. We did a survey in Nakuru and realized 60% of people like in Havana Estate, this is confidential, but I'm going to share it here for your guidance. These are people who want to build their own homes in Havana Estate. It will be one of the biggest, if not the biggest estate in Nakuru City as we speak. So what does that tell you? This is a very good estate or a very good project for you if you are an investor to put your money in. What happens when we have like 500 homes there? People and families, these are thriving community. And remember, you are planting trees. It is so well planned. It has 4 gates, 4 outlets. It is a very big project, magnificent. What will happen after 5 to 10 years? These plots are going for 699,000, but today I'm giving you something, an offer for 599,000. I'll be mentioning that. You are going to see it in the screen as well as we go along. 599,000, but the plots are going for 629,000. After 10 years, those plots can be worth 3 to 5 million. 5 to 10 years, 3 to 5 million shillings, one plot. So for investors, this is a very good place to invest. So I believe Peter Njuguna is wondering whether he would like to put the money into the investment or whether he should start fast by building a house for the mom. This usually depends. Those two things are very important. Building homes for our parents, helping our community is very, very important. But I would also like to understand where Peter Njuguna is coming from because there is a lot of information that is not shared here. Let me give maybe a case. If Peter Njuguna is coming from a place where he has invested, he has been investing in many other plots because he might have many others. Depending on how far he has gone, maybe he can first build the home for the mom. But if Peter Njuguna is recently employed, recently started a business, he has not invested anymore. They say you cannot give the shirt that you are wearing. You need to love yourself first. So the first thing you do, you have to set a foundation for yourself before you try to help other people. These are our parents, these are our sisters and brothers, these are our siblings. Unless it's an emergency case of sickness, and this is an emergency case where someone may die, Those are the only cases where you prioritize. But you have to set your own foundation first as a person before you help other people. If you get in a plane, they usually tell you, when the oxygen masks come down in case of an emergency, you have to put the oxygen mask, you have to help yourself first before you help even your child. Why? Because when you help yourself first, you have energy to be able to help other people. If you help other people, all of you will collapse. So if Peter Juguna is starting his job, taken so long to answer this question because it's important to many young people, please start by establishing yourself to some extent before you start helping other people. You'll be more stronger, you can even help them further, and it will be more sustainable. So it depends. But if Peter Juguna has been investing over a period of time, I believe it's still okay for him to construct a house for his mom. We have friend Nyakuna. This person has been saving a lot, but he has, this person has 100,000 in his bank account. How can I master the art of investment? Where can I start investing? Very good question, very interesting question. There are people who have 50,000. This guy has 100,000. People who have 1,000,000 shillings. But most people, and the Bible says, for those who are Christian like me, people perish for lack of knowledge. You may have billions and billions of shillings, but if you have knowledge, that money will soon disappear. The same way that money came, it will soon disappear the same way. So my advice here is very simple. You have to start small. Start by investing in knowledge. That's where everything starts. Start by investing in information. And that's why we doing these videos and this show. We'll be doing it every other Thursday after 2 weeks. Please be listening in because we are sharing experiences. Start by investing in information. And which is this information? For this kind of a person, there are so many things you can invest in. Real estate is the easiest to understand. That's why you are in this space. You can also invest in bonds. You can invest in stocks. It's called the money market. You can also invest in, there's also crypto, which is extremely risky. There's also Forex, which is extremely risky. You must invest in knowledge. Number two, like Warren Buffett says, you must invest in what you understand. Please don't invest in things you understand. And that's why we have so many scams in this country. Scam left, right, and center, because people invest in things most likely they don't understand. They depend on their friend in church, they depend on their friend in the workplace, the drinking buddies, the boys club, all these kind of friendship circles to make those decisions. Those people don't know better. Please invest in knowledge from authorities, from profession. You can read books, you can listen to a video like this one from people who understand. And there are so many even master classes and short courses which you can pay. Some of them are 1,000 shillings. They take a week, 4,000 shillings. Please invest because this information is worth millions of shillings. For this one who has 100,000, a case study, I'm not going to tell them exactly what to do. I'm just going to give examples of people who have started. Like somebody may have, we have had young people who have come to us. These are people who don't even have 100,000. Number one, somebody may invest in our properties. Real estate, like I said, is one of the places where it is easy to understand, where you can come and we give you an installment plans. We used to have a project, I think it might be sold out, where you pay 15,000 per month. I think the easiest one might be 20,000 or thereabout. You can keep depositing that money. You should give like 1 year. But you also advise, especially young people, to come together. You don't need to be so many, maybe 3 to 5 people who are serious. You pull that money together, then you can start investing together. Instead of waiting for maybe 1 year for you to invest alone. These are people who share the same ideals, people who are have visions like you, people who share the same value system. You can come together and invest that money. This guy has 100,000. If you had another 2 friends who had the similar amount of money, you're already a landowner. And like if you go to Nakuru where you are selling for 599,000, this is an offer that is lasting for a few weeks, by the way. You just need 6 guys to be able to take that plot. Like I say, 3 to 5 years, this plot can be worth between 2 to 5 million shillings or thereabout, one plot. So you get a serious capital appreciation. Most billionaires and millionaires in this world, they have put their money in real estate. Actually, they made their money in real estate. You ask yourself how people make money is through something called capital gain. You buy plot today at 500,000. After a few years, the plot is worth 3 million. You had like 5 of such plots, you're already worth more than 10 million. That's how people make. And remember, these are investments that make money when you don't have to work on them. You are still doing your job in username investment, in government or somewhere else. So this person can pool this money with people of similar minds. They can deposit this money as an installment for property in companies like username investment. Then they negotiate like 1 year to be able to pay the balance, or a few months depending of what income they are, because this person is earning an income every other month. Basically, what I'm trying to say, there are so many ways of skinning this cat. There are so many ways of looking at this challenge. You can come together. You can come here as an investment. If you are going to invest in other investment vehicles, because they are not as easy as real estate, that is a fact. You really need to invest in knowledge. Understand how shares work. Right now, the market is bearish. Everything is going down. Almost all the shares I know have gone down significantly. Even the bond market, they have gone down. But what I'm telling you, may not understand that. Invest in knowledge before you invest there. So you already know the answer. Number one, invest in knowledge so that you know every time if I have $1 million, this is where. There's so many people, and that's why when people bet and win millions, they get as poor as fast as they got the money. Why? Because these people don't have the key component of wealth creation, which is knowledge. Suppose you invest so that every time you get money, if I was to give you 10 million today as a young person, because people say, I don't have capital and stuff, where are you going to take that money? Which business are you going to start? Even business, you have to invest in knowledge. So I'm really trying to share this passionately because I know there are many young people who are going to watch this, and they have been asking this question. If you have specific questions, you can shoot it to us. You can keep asking them there. We hope you can be able to tackle it. We have TJ Angel. Help, sir. I would like to know more about your company. Could you direct me? Username is a real estate company in Kenya. We are leading. We are number one. We are award-winning. We are known for settling Kenyans. We provide affordable land for investment, for immediate settlement. If you're young people, you just started your job. Even if you are not young, even if you are past 40 years, we offer you with a place where you can build for your own home. If you are an investor, those plots where appreciation is guaranteed, they are touching tarmac, we do boreholes, we do value, we are planting trees, and they are affordable. What else would you desire for something that can make money for you? Like I said, billionaires and millionaires in this world, they put their money in real estate because that's where the money can multiply in value, and that's how they become wealthy. So, my friend, how do you contact us? We are all over in social media. In Facebook alone, we have more than 400,000 followers, the biggest in real estate companies, I believe, in Africa, not even in Kenya. And that is our office. So look for username investment in Facebook, in Twitter, Instagram, in YouTube, and recently in Twitter. We have a big team that is ready to answer your question. You can get us back there. If you want to call us and talk to us, 0725 000 222, 0725 000 222. We have offices, 2 in Nairobi. We are in Westland as we speak. This is where we are shooting this video. This is our headquarters, the 4th floor. In town, we are in International Life Houses, International House. We are in 6th floor. In Nakuru, in the region, because we have so many customers from that region, Kisumu, Kitale, Kakamega, Nyahururu, all those regions, you can go to Assumption Center, 4th floor. I can share so many. You can go to our website, you'll get all this information, usernameproperties.com. Please come, visit us, ask questions. If you don't have time, you can always go to social media. That's our online office. Don't be worried. Every question will be answered. We have this person, blessed, loved, and favored. Very nice name. How do you have a plot? Do you have, do you have a plot I can pay 20K per month? Like I mentioned, I think we have a project in Magadi Road. This project is 100 meters. Like I said, our projects are usually either touching tarmac, or if they are not touching tarmac, the road is motorable, almost 100 meters from tarmac. This is called Tinga Suburbs. I think we have very few plots there where you can be able to pay 20,000 per month. 100 meters from is a huge project. There's a huge community there, so you are not alone. You can come and we can talk. So, and I think that's the only project we have at the moment, because you have had many other projects in the past and they keep coming and they go very, very fast. So you don't want to miss. And the few remaining plots, by the time you write again, maybe these plots will not be there. Finally, we have Crystal Lam. How do you know a high appreciation rate investment? This is a real estate question you have covered. I've been to all media stations in Kenya. Maybe you also need to go to CNN as well. Answering these type of questions. Number one, real estate is driven by something called fundamentals. Fundamentals is what drives investment. This is population growth, infrastructure, the economy, and many other factors. The biggest population growth, especially urbanization, where you find people moving to cities. The numbers tell us that every year, 1 million people are added to the Kenyan population, so maybe next year will be 56 million, right? Every year, 500,000 of those people come to cities, because all of us, our universities are in the cities, our jobs are in the cities, and I think by 2030, according to World Bank, 50% of the world population will be in cities. That is huge, and that's what drives investment. So for you to be able to know a high appreciation investment, you have to be in a place where people are living, where people are moving into. And that's the question you have to pose. Where are people going, living in this Nairobi? Which is the next frontier? And that's where you have the Kagudo roads of this Nairobi. If you go to Nakuru, we have a Kinagata Estate, all those places that are within 20 kilometers radius, and they are near the highway. And that's why we place our projects there, because that's the future. That's where people can invest, and that's where investors can get their capital gains, their appreciation value. So you need to check where people are settling. These satellite towns where people are building every day, please buy a plot there. You will not be disappointed. Those plots will be worth a lot. It is not very complicated. So you keep checking across the country, where are people moving? Look at urbanization. The other thing is the economy. Of course, the economy is not doing well as we speak. Government, not just in Kenya, all over the world, because of COVID, downtimes, they are working very hard. Interest rates might go up and stuff like that. Those are a big factor, because they also affect. That's why the shares are coming down because of many world factors. But you see, as an investor, you have to be very smart, invest in knowledge to know, when can I get into these markets? When the properties go down, properties rarely go down. But when they do out of any factor, that's the point at which you buy at a much lower price. So I believe I've answered the question. You go to places where people are moving into to know where you can get maximum capital gain. And I may not be able to, if you're in Mombasa, you'll know which particular place in Mombasa are people building a lot. That place in future might be worth a lot of money, and please place your bet there. And most of these places are a few kilometers from city. In Nairobi, work with about 50 to 80 kilometers maximum. In other cities, Kisumu, Nakuru, Mombasa, and smaller town, please work with a maximum of 20 kilometers in a place that has infrastructure. That's why, as username investment, we do value addition. There's a question I forgot from Peter Nganga. How can I connect with you? I earn 40,000 per month. I don't have anywhere to invest. I've already shared how you can contact username investment in social media all over. We have the biggest following there. Is our online office, so you'll be answered very fast. Like many other companies, which will not answer you. Username will be able to answer your question. Please drop your question there, and we are going to get back to you. He says he earns 40,000 per month. That is quite a sum for someone who is starting out. This is someone who is starting out in their job. Like I said, you can pay even 20,000 for installment. You can pool that money with other people. Please, you can join a circle where you can borrow maybe 3 to 5 times. I had a circle that is giving you 10 times. So some of them give you 6 months or even right away. So you can start saving part of this money. And of course, I've shared in another video of how to budget your money, 50, 30, 20. 50 is for your needs, expenses, and all those things. 20% is for your investment, and 30% is for your self-development and many other things. So I've shared this in a separate video. You can look at it. 20% of this money, 20% of 40,000 is like 8,000 shillings. You can be putting 8,000 shillings in a circle in the next 6 months. By the time you go to 6 months, how much is that? 8 times 6, that is like 50,000. A circle that is giving you 3 to 5 times or even 10 times more, it tells you can borrow enough to be able to own a property. These are not rocket science. They are not that difficult. And remember, you can be able to save more than 8,000. And because you also earn per diem, if you're in small businesses, sometimes you get contracts and lump sums. People pay these plots, sometimes especially those in business, in lump sum. You get some lump sums, how you come and buy, then you wait for 3 other months. You can always talk to Username Investment. We put it in a contract, and there you go. If you are buying shares, let me repeat this again. If you're in Forex, if you're in crypto, if you're on that types of investment classes, you need to invest in knowledge. Same for property, and that's why you are watching this video. Don't invest in something you don't understand, my friend. And these things are not expensive. You don't need to have a degree in accounting, commerce, in law, and all those things. But you can attend small classes where you can learn the basics. And once you learn those basics, my friend, you'll thank me. I've done many courses myself that determine how the quality of decisions I make. I've answered many questions. I don't know whether there are other questions. Let me see that I can be able to respond. We have a question from Dalmas. Real estate is very crucial investment. How can one differentiate between scammers and real estate land sellers? We also have a question from Herbert. Thank you, Herbert, for asking the questions. We also have a question from Joshua Finesa from Instagram. We have a question from S.C. Washira, Kemondo, Gitonga, Robs. I have to mention all of you and those who are logging in and asking this question, whether in DM or wherever. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, our Facebook pages, our Instagram, look for Username Investment. Please subscribe and follow us. We are going to give you a lot of staff information. And we are not charging for this information. We are not charging for this information. Let me answer the question from Dalmas about how to differentiate between crucial investment, between scammers and real estate investment companies. I've covered this in the past in another video. I think we'll keep sharing these videos for Kenyans to know. We have articles. If you go to our blog section, we have articles that you even find in newspapers about various aspects of real estate. Please go check there. You read a lot about real estate that we keep generating for free for the benefit of our communities. I've shared this and I'll share it in a nutshell. Like I said, the only difference between every time you have, we usually have fake because you have genuine, right? Every time you have fake pastors, it means you have genuine ones. So you should look for ways of knowing. You have fake money. Even in the banks, they are taught how to identify, to know the genuine money. Once you know what is genuine, you can also be able to know what is fake. They don't teach you how to know the fake. The fake can keep changing, but the original remains the same. This is the same for real estate companies. For real estate companies, it's very simple. Number one, you have to check the delivery history. I'm talking about history because unlike when you go buy a cow or sugar, you give the money, you get the sugar. You buy the commodity, you get it right away. In real estate, it's not the same because there is a prolonged process of documentation. You pay today, you have to wait for your title deed. We are working very hard to shorten these timelines as much as we can. So you have to check the delivery history of this company. For those companies that do construction, very simple. Out of the 10 projects that they have delivered, you just need to visit 3 at random. If they have said they have delivered, they have handed over this project, just visit 3 at random. And I have to remind our viewers that you have to do some level of due diligence on yourself. That's why we are doing this video, so that you understand. You have to get out of your office, get out of your home, do these site visits to be able to see what is being sold. So 3 out of 10, visit this project at random, you'll be able to know the truth. So if they have said they have delivered in their F, visit them and check. The other thing for real estate company, especially for land companies, maybe that's where the question is directed. Username has been there for 10 years. There are those companies that have been there for a shorter period. Not to say they are not genuine. You just need to check in that period of time of service, how much were they able to deliver? Like username has 57 projects. Out of all those, how much have you been able to deliver title deeds? Like this year alone, I've mentioned 4 projects where we have delivered title deeds. We have one big project in Havana Estate, another one in Kisumu, which is ongoing. These are live projects that we are selling. Gong Breeze Phase 9, that tells you the titles might not be out. But the other projects which we have sold, more than 50 projects, we have given title deeds. What does that tell you? The probability of username investment being able to deliver, even the 7 or so projects where you have not delivered title deed and they're in progress, is very high. This is a probability game. Managing risk is part of learning how to invest. I want to educate my customers. You need to know how to manage risk. No investment in this world is 100% safe. But if you get to about 90%, you are doing so well. So you know how to manage risk. So number one, look at their history of delivery. Is it the houses? Now I'm talking about title deeds. The other very good tool is to go online. We have for many years, if you go online, you always know company with so many problems. Because these questions have been there, say from, we are in 2023, you find a company has, for the last 5 years, it's about complaints, about questions. They don't address those issues. At username investment, every time we have had challenges, I'd like to shock you that real estate has so many challenges that you customers are masks. You will never know about them. I'm talking about them because I solve them on a daily basis. What matters for real estate companies is not the challenges, it's whether they're able to solve those challenges. Even as a person, it is not about the challenge because life has so many problems. It is your capability to be able to handle those problems. For real estate companies, it's the same. Are they able to handle problems in the sector? Which are these problems? Every time we purchase property so that we can offer to you, we meet fraudsters, left, right, and center. So what I'm trying to say today, and I might take so long answering this question, we handle challenges on a daily basis. So the question is, the company you are investing in, and that's why you have been able to survive for 10 years, to thrive for 10 years in this industry. Because every time you have dispute, there are fraudsters. When you buy properties, we have disputes. People can even take you to court on flimsy ground. We fight all these things on your behalf. Most customers don't do. Have you ever gone to the lands office, any lands office in Kenya, as a customer? Then you tell me how long it takes for you to be served. You can go there for years. Have you had people who have followed on their titles for 20, 30 years? Of course you have. What does that tell you? So companies come, they fight those challenges. If you see a company that is really trying, please don't fight it. Those guys are putting every day to fight battles you know nothing about. You have put your money. If they don't fight them, the company comes collapsing. So are they able to handle problems? There are boundary disputes, there are fraud cases, there are places where username has lost money. I'm not going to share those places. You can buy a title, you can buy a piece of property for a project, then you find there are 2 title deeds. What do? You can buy a property, then you find somebody is claiming like half of that property has encroached onto theirs. It happens a lot. These are common things in our sector. We don't tell our customers a lot, but I'm telling you today. So is that company able to solve problems? In the lands office, with government, with stakeholders? Their companies have, government agencies can come here. Maybe there's a problem. Are we able to solve them? And that tells you that any company that has been able to survive for more than 5 years, especially in our space, I'm talking about real estate because it's very unique. That company has fought so many battles. The probability of that company delivering is very high. I know this is a very tricky question because there are so many people who have lost money. If you have lost money, I'm very sorry for that incident. And I really hope at some point you can be able to recover part of full of that money using whichever process that you are following. We have also lost money. We lost 5 million when we started this business. We learned a lot and we do a lot of due diligence. That is number 3. There are so many others apart from checking them on social media, which you can, social media and other people which you can, but the main one is delivery. Over the period of existence, how much have they been delivered? And by the way, you may not be able to get answers to these questions so easily. Maybe you can use the help of a lawyer. These are where they come from. Pay a small amount and tell them to do due diligence on companies or projects where you want to. This is a mandatory stage of doing investment. Do your own due diligence. Use professionals who know what you don't. Pay a little money, some little fees, then they are able to do that for you. I'm taking so long because some of these things are very important for our customers. I really want to take time to be able to make you understand, to be able to tell you that it is not as difficult as people seem. And also something else that happened like 3 months ago, 2 months ago, real estate players, especially in the land space, have come together under the banner of Association of Real Estate Stakeholders. You may have heard about that. Username is a member of that organization, 3 months old. All these companies to say that 99% of the real estate companies are doing a good job, and we don't want to allow 1% of the companies. Every time you hear one company has gone down, it's all over the media, all over the newspaper, all over social media as well. But no one talks about the 99% of the so many companies who are working very hard to deliver onto their promises. And that's why that association is there, part of the efforts to try our best to find common ground and find answer to some of these questions. So you'll be seeing a lot. Things are becoming better by the day as companies try to clean up their acts, are trying to do deliveries. You might see a change, especially in the next 2 to 3 years in our space. So not all is lost. It is most likely that very few companies will have similar problems, especially going down like they have in the past. Herbert Omosh is asking whether we have plans to build and sell houses. This is a question that have been asked. We are always evaluating. Username is one of the biggest companies, not just in Kenya, in East and Central Africa. This is something that we have capacity to do. Of course, we have so many levels of research and decision making. This is something that we have already thought about doing. I know we can do a very good job. So keep tuned in. We might get into that space, and once you do, like Username does, everyone will know. Someone from Joshua, he came by my page in Facebook. He's watching the video from Kamakis. Thank you so much. I have eaten a lot of nyama choma in that zone. I don't know where you're taking nyama choma. Thank you so much for watching. Finance, this is Finance is saying from Instagram, username is a tradition of trust. Hibato Omosh is asking, when should we expect Kisumu title deeds? We shared. There are 2 types of title deeds in this country. There is freehold. 95% of our properties are freehold. That is easier to process. That we also have other properties that are complicated in nature. Sometimes you do conversions. Sometimes they are leasehold. And this one for Kisumu is one of those so well-planned estates. It has a space for a hospital, a space for a school, a big space, a space for a borehole, very many common areas where playgrounds where kids can play, a commercial zone. We have an oxidation area. The roads are so big. It is value added. We are planting trees. We'll do a borehole. This is one of the best well-planned estates. Why am I saying this? The best thing about leasehold properties is because they are very prime. Number 2, these properties are so well managed. Unlike freehold properties where anyone can build anything and the law may not have a problem with them, for leasehold properties, unlike the one in Kisumu is a controlled development, you can't building anything you want. So the government, if you do that, the county will come to you. They'll ask you, why are you? You see land use policies, especially in the county level. So leasehold properties is very good. I wanted to explain that about Kisumu. People have been asking about, should I buy a leasehold or a freehold property? There are so many good reasons to buy a leasehold, and there are so many good reasons to buy a freehold property. Everything has advantage and disadvantages. So this property is leasehold, and for leasehold property, we usually give 12 to 18 months for our customers. I think that is well answered. If you're out there, if you buy one of those well-controlled property and they are in municipalities, they are so near the city, and they are leasehold, 12 to 18 months. Like I've shared, these are very good properties because all these buildings you see in the city, all of them are leasehold. Leasehold is very prime and some of the best properties that you can own. So I deviated from that to just explain about Domain Kisumu. If you've not partaken of that project, if you have not sampled that project, you need to come and visit us. We have the presentation in Kisumu. You can come and see the property. And of course, property has been selling for a few months now. Very soon it will be closed. Username projects move very fast. And we are selling an eighth of an acre for $399,000 because I know someone may ask. And a quarter an acre, these are controlled development at $750,000. Of course, we are giving offers here and there. Keep checking them out, and before the project becomes sold out. The project is already, I believe, almost 70% have not been able to check. Please come before the property is sold out. We have Latte Real Estate is following from Thika. Very good information. Thank you so much. I talked about Gitonga, Robes, your newest independent agent turned in Eastlands. By the way, you have an agency program in username investment. I talk to my young people. If you are looking for a job out there, we're not going to do interviews on you. Just come and sign an agreement with us, sell properties on our behalf. You can make 5%. 5% of $1,000,000 shillings is 50,000 shillings. That is a salary for some. You just need to sell one plot worth about $1,000,000 shillings, and there you go. Or a few plots, especially the one that move very fast. Thank you so much, Gitonga, Washira, Kimondo. Touch a little about partnership. I think he means about business. This is a topic I covered in one of my sessions. You go to my latest YouTube video. I've done almost 1 hour about partnership. Please, Kimondo, go and watch that. But I can touch a little about partnerships, especially in business for young people who want to partner. Partnerships are the way to go in business. These big companies all over the world, there's no company without investors. Investors are like partners. Big companies, if you want to go far, you go together with other people. If you want to go fast, you go alone. You have to choose. Now, partnerships work on 1 or 2 or 3 principles. Number 1, and I talked about this at length, if you are partnering, especially even old people who are doing business, you have to partner with people with similar value systems. You have to value the same things. Go and check what a value system is. Do you believe the same things? That is something that you have to check because I don't have so much time. You have to partner with people, number 2, who have a similar vision like you have. Vision is where you want to go in the next 5 to 10 years, as an example. Do they want to do the same thing? Are they going to the same places? Do they have the fire that you have? Do they have that passion that you have? There are very many good people out there, but they don't have similar interests like you have. You may like football, you may like business. This guy is not interested in business. It's a good person. So you must have similar visions in the future. The last thing is integrity, among many other things that you must consider. Integrity is a very important thing in our country today. I keep telling Kenyans, you go out there in the country, especially in some countries, especially in the West, even in China and Asia, where people are so honest and genuine. It has nothing to do with religion. I know this is a difficult topic to discuss. It has nothing to do with religion. People are honest, they keep time. If they borrow money from you, they return. If they say they'll deliver 1, 2, they'll be able to do it. There are those cultures. Those are more or less of those cultures. In Kenya, we have that big challenge of integrity, and there are people who think you can't get anything done without having to compromise your integrity. No, it is not that. It is just our bad culture, maybe a few rotten tomatoes here and there. So the third thing that you must look, especially if you are touching on partnership, is integrity. So let me repeat. Number one, you must have a similar vision. Number two, you must have a similar value system. And number three is integrity. Those things are very important. Without those things, that partnership will not work for a very long time. Because once you get money, especially when the business start doing well, people get money, they start having new ideas. And other things they wanted to do, someone wanted to make. Imagine you start a business with someone who is looking for a visa, a green card to go to the US, then they get it. That business collapses. You have to talk about those things, have difficult conversations. And partnership, Mr. Wachira Kimondo. Partnerships are like marriages. Anything you hear about how to date, how to whatever marriages is still the same. This principle also applies when you are doing chamas and groups. Any grouping of a kind where you really want to succeed, these principles are the same. And of course, username is a partnership. We have learned some of these things the hard way, and I think we have something to share, talk about. I hope one of these days I'll be able to bring my co-founders here. Then we can talk about this topic at depth. People can ask questions because this is a topic where young people really want to know. Do I go it alone or do I do as a partnership? One thing I said about partnerships, it is better to go it alone rather than having the wrong partners. As I said, I know I've talked about a lot about partnerships, and I'm insisting it is better to have partners. You'd rather go it alone, just like marriages, rather than having the wrong partner. So if you're not able to get the right partner, you can still go on with your business. Interestingly, the best way to get partners is to start that business and start looking. By that time, your eyes will be wide open and you'll be able to know what you exactly need. That's how investors come into a business, after it has started, not before, most of the time. Finance, I want to be part of Havana also, but I'm not in Kenya. I want the title to be under my name, but I have my documents here. What will I do? Thank you so much for wanting your interest to invest in Havana Estate, Nakuru. Please, someone will get back to you. In terms of documentation, username have done a lot of automations. We give you a receipt with a QR code. We no longer do physical receipts, by the way, and they come automatically every time you pay to our systems. Then you get an SMS where you can download that link. It has a QR code, so you cannot get a fake receipt. For our letters of offers, you get a link where you fill them, then you use your Gmail or your Yahoo as the identifier or something to identify you and stuff like that. We have automated what we can. The only thing we have not been able to is a few documents that are government documents. Legally, we may not be able to do that. So for those documents you can fill online, finance, you can do so. And someone will get back to you to advise you further. The other thing I want to say, for those documents that have to be delivered physically to the lands office, there are times when the registrar may allow you to get an attorney on the other side, a lawyer on the other side. I think they are called attorneys in some countries, where they're able to sign and witness and certify that document. Then it is sent to us as an original scanned copy. There's a process that is followed there. We can also follow that process. Lastly, we use secure couriers to be able to send these documents. We have sent so many titles to the US and the UK and Europe, all over the world, including Australia, using secure courier, if you say so. If someone comes to Kenya, you can send them with clear information. I would like to tell you this: we are very key about the security of your information. We always ensure that, like if you are coming to pick a title deed here and you have sent someone, that someone must come with their original ID, and you must send an email saying, so and so, this ID number will pick your title deed. You are very serious about the security of your documents. So don't be worried. This can be handled. Those mechanisms I've mentioned and so many others that I may not be able to share today. You can invest with us, and wherever you are in the world, you can still be able to invest with us. Let me take this opportunity to, especially the diasporian, because this process looks difficult. It's not. Number one, you have heard about username selling the domain Kisumu for $399,000 or Havana Estate Nakuru for an offer. This is Madaraka Day offer of $599,000. This is a few weeks offer. It will expire. The property will go back to $49,000. So take advantage of it. You have heard about that piece of information, and now you want to start. Very simple. Get in touch with us. You'll be assigned a special relationship manager, someone who will be walking the journey with you. You can talk to them anytime you want, especially in diaspora. This person will be able to respond to you. They'll send you documents online that you can fill online, the comfort of your house, wherever you are, assuming you are in Seattle in the US. Then you fill those documents, you start the process. Payment is also done online. We have so many payment mechanisms, Wave and stuff like that. But before then, I forgot to say, if you wanted to see the property, we really want people to see the properties. We don't charge for it, free site visits. Come, send someone you trust who will take photos and send to you. But before then, we'll have sent you information and photos. Demand as much information as possible. When you pay, you need to fill those documents for you to do transfer agreements. It's so detailed and stuff like that. We'll guide you through that process. Like I said, you can get someone, an attorney on the other side to certify. They'll be sent to us, they reach us, and they'll go to the RAN's office to get title deeds. If you are not able to do that, we can do a secure courier. So this process is possible. When your title comes out, we can still send it back to you using a secure courier, or when someone, your friend comes and you trust them, we can give them based on your instruction, then they deliver the title to you. Interestingly, because you'll be coming to diaspora, you'll be coming with so many title deeds. What am I saying? If you are in diaspora, it is not difficult to invest in real estate. You just need to manage risk, and I've already covered about also how to identify companies, good companies that really mean well. They want to deliver what they promised, despite all the challenges that we face in this real estate sector. Finally, there is a question in Instagram about cats. This person is his Instagram account by the name cats206. Is Kisumu a leasehold? I think I've already answered that question. Like I said, leasehold properties are very prime. They are so well controlled. After 10 years, you'd rather live in a leasehold property. Why? Because no one, like if you go to Karen today, you cannot do a flat. Why? The county will be on your back because it is controlled. That is one of the disadvantages of leasehold properties. For the rates, because that's where most people are afraid, these rates are so low. Imagine, it is like 200 shillings per year. Like 2,000 in 10 years. Honestly, that's not a lot of money. So it is not very expensive to pay those rates, because people are always afraid of those rates. They are very, very cheap, 200 per year for some properties. So that one should not be able to discourage you. Advantages is that those properties are so well controlled. Number two, they are the properties with the least fraud in Kenya because the process is so lengthy. And that's why for those projects we are giving 12 to 18 months. For the other projects we give 6 to 10 months that are leasehold, including Nakuru here, where there's a lot of processes ongoing, conversion ongoing. So don't be worried. So your title will still come out. Username has delivered 50 out of 57 projects. So even the 7 that are remaining, because they are active, that's what we are selling, you'll still be able to get it. So we have done so much in terms of username investment. And I know you have been watching this. We don't want to bore you with a lot of information. We have been answering so many questions. Keep bringing them up. I'm ready to answer some of them. But I also wanted to say there's so much work that we are doing that I have not been able to mention. Maybe I'll be able to mention them once, confidently once we are done. But those who are waiting for the so many things that username has to offer, know that we are coming there very soon. For the last 2 to 3 years, because of COVID, all of us have been blaming COVID one way or another. Before COVID, before COVID, then you see when COVID came, then after that I say, you see post-COVID, we have this problem. But it is true, COVID affected so many businesses, some of them went down, and that's one of the reasons why the world is going through a lot of trouble, apart from the Ukraine war and many other things affecting our currencies. You see the exchange rate for dollar to Kenyan shilling to dollar is very high, right? There's those factors that affected everyone in the world. They also affected us. For the last 2 or 3 years, especially Value Addition Works, Username, and many other companies had to freeze that investment for obvious reasons. Roads were broke and stuff like. For 2 years, we really did a lot of real estate value additions work, and that's why some of them might have delayed, but we are coming to you. We have been working very hard. For those who are looking forward for Username to finish the boreholes, the gates, of course, you have given most of the titles. Titles is the first thing that Username will give you. Because with titles, you can be waiting for the other things. But titles, without it, you cannot even build your own home. So we work fast to get you that. So for those who are waiting for boreholes, gates, all those things, they are coming your way. Anything you are waiting for Username, just know. If you have delivered in almost 50 projects, what about the 7 that are remaining? We're still going to do it. And for the sector, because I really want to give you confidence, only 1% of the companies are rotten, are bad. These are fraudulent. And that's what is highlighted in our media today. That's what trends. The good things rarely trend. So you need to understand that. So there's an association, and companies are, I believe, are really trying. We hope there's no other organization that will defraud Kenyans. We are coming together. We are speaking in one voice. You'll be seeing a lot about activities. If another company goes down, before it does, maybe we'll come together and find out how to ensure you don't lose your own money. So we just want to give you, don't be afraid to invest. Even with this, I think I hear there's a recession in the world, even in the country. Keep investing, because home is a basic need of your family. You need to keep investing. And actually, even when properties prices go down, shares and many other things for investment, that present you in an opportunity. I know you have to take some level of risk in every investment for you to invest. Keep investing, even if in a small way. Don't lose any hope, and we still continue serving you best. Thank you so much for watching, for asking questions. I hope I have been able to answer as many as possible. I'm willing to be doing this every other 2 weeks. Maybe I'll have a section where I can answer Kenyan question, customers question, investment question, any type of question, because we have a lot of responsibility and a lot of experience and information we can share with you for your own benefit. We really want everyone to be able to invest, to build for their own families, apart from the business that we do. I'll be very happy after many years when millions of people have come through this Username investment, and they have gotten homes for their family. They have investments that are thriving in the real estate space, courtesy of Username investment. That is our biggest calling. That is our biggest job, and we believe we will continue doing it to the best of our abilities. So bring those questions, and we are willing to do what we promised as much as we can. We are one of the best companies in Eastern and Central Africa, leading company in Kenya, and we will continue doing so for the next so many years. Thank you so much, and God bless you guys. I believe I'll stop from there. I've taken hours and hours. I've even gone past the time allocated to me by my producer. I hope to be back here next Thursday, but one. Thank you so much. This is Real Estate in Kenya with Reuben Kimani, and because I know some of you have not subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe. Comment down there and ask us questions, and we'll be able to respond back to you. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Have a nice day.